Give us 60 minutes and we'll give you Nelson Radio every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KTLK AM 1150. With 29 years in the mortgage business and an array of top-level guests visiting the show, Nelson is in a unique position to bring you cutting-edge information on real estate, business, finance, and law. If you have any questions for Nelson or any of his guests, give him a call at 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or check him out online at nelsonradio.com.
Nelson Radio.
Welcome back to Nelson Radio, heard right here on KTLK AM 1150. We're at the grand launch of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services California Properties, broadcasting from the Pelican Crest Estate. It's known as the reminiscent of Europe's grand estates, Via de Pietra. Not bad for my Italian.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. I want to welcome Scott MacDonald to the program. Scott, tell us how you're leading the charge here in California.
Well, yeah, this is groundbreaking, and we are thrilled to be the very first company, not only in Southern California, but nationally and in the world, to become Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services California Properties.
Right.
And we all became that Monday morning at 9 o'clock. We've been building up to this for a long time. Our big launch event in San Diego was Monday. And what a thrill for everybody to realize that this dream that has been existing for years of someday hoping that Warren Buffett would allow this revered Berkshire Hathaway name, according to Barron's, the most respected name in business in all the world in 2013 from their survey that just came out 2 months ago in July. By the way, Berkshire knocked Apple off of the top spot on Barron's list where they've been for the last several years. And so the dream of this name being given to a real estate company has been a dream for a long time, and to have it actually become reality and to be given the privilege of being the very first company allowed to become Berkshire Hathaway Real Estate is quite an honor.
And it is an honor, and it's something that we were talking before we started this segment about the history behind Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway name. Share with us about that.
Well, what a history it is. Yeah, and we're in a market where we're competing with many fine firms, but the truth is the names of many of those companies are names that somebody thought up in a living room a few years back because they just needed a name. To be recognized as Berkshire Hathaway means an identity that goes back 50 years of safeguarding people's interests, protecting them, having people invest in Berkshire Hathaway and being so secure and safe and receiving a tremendous return on that investment, I mean, arguably beyond what any other entity has ever produced in business really throughout all time. Do you know that if you were to go buy one share of Berkshire Hathaway Class A stock today, I believe the price is over $173,000 for one share of stock.
Wow. And you talk about the name and the reputation that carries with it, and let's be candid. We live in a world that's so centered on the me, I syndrome, and you shared with me how not only Warren Buffett, but the organization overall puts people first, puts their client first.
Well, I think that's been a philosophy that Warren Buffett has modeled and has been embraced by his leaders of the numerous companies that he owns. I know Ron Peltier, who heads up Home Services, the second largest real estate holder in the nation, is of like ilk, and Ron was at our big kickoff on Monday talking about all of his years in real estate, and the identity that we now are sharing is one that's so respectable in a world where so many people have been caught up in the flash and the excitement of what life can bring, and not have the substance and the foundation underneath it. And to look at Ron Peltier, look at Warren Buffett, and not only their success, but the way they've lived their lives and demonstrated these rock solid values that I think most all of us really truly aspire to. And in Orange County in Southern California, I think that we in a lot of ways represent those Midwestern values very, very well.
I call it character in action instead of character as a company moniker.
Yeah.
You're listening to Nelson Radio on KTLK AM 1150. We're broadcasting from the Via de Pietra estate. Beautiful coastal property up at Pelican Crest, overlooking the Pacific Ocean, staring straight out, 180-degree view of Catalina Island. Beautiful appointments, all hand-carved, imported Italian stones that make up this magnificent estate. 13,500 square feet, 5-bedroom suites, 7.5 baths. It is a beautiful example of custom architectural mastery. I'm with Scott MacDonald, and we're just looking at the launch of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services California Properties with their new brand. And so tell me what that looks like right here in Orange County. You have how many offices?
In Orange County, we have 9 offices, about 700 sales associates. We're part of the company that is a Southern California company with 4 regions: San Diego, Orange County, LA, and Santa Barbara, Montecito. Up until now, we have enjoyed the privilege and the distinction of being the largest Prudential franchise in the country.
Right.
And have been the largest company within the holdings of Home Services for several years. And so I think that relates to us being given the nod of the privilege of the first company to actually put on that jersey and be Berkshire Hathaway. And so here we are today. We have the sign out front with our Cabernet in white, which is just such a classic look. I'm a sports fan, so I look at that Cabernet in white, the burgundy in white, and I see Harvard, I see Stanford, and all the history that they have. And, for us to gain this identity, which will be unique nationally and I think internationally and very recognized. So we're excited that it's a reality, and today we're celebrating in Orange County who we are.
And it's so appropriate with Ron Pelletier. He shared with me that it is perfect that this grand launch was announced in California, arguably the epicenter of coastal real estate and some of the most beautiful properties, not only in the U.S., but throughout the world.
Well, I think so. In many ways, the progressive Southern California market has been a leader for years in real estate. Some of the very highest sales around the world happen right here in Southern California and Orange County. In fact, you were just talking with John McMonagle, who the Wall Street Journal has recognized as the #1 agent in the world for 5 consecutive years. And John has literally sold the majority of the mega homes in Orange County. And to look at the dynamic of someone the caliber of John wanting to affiliate with us at the time that we are now emerging as Berkshire Hathaway is just a glimpse of what's ahead for us. I think many of the best and brightest in the industry are going to look at our new identity, our brand, the value that we're able to bring to the consumer. In several ways. We've marketed well in the past. I think we do a good job negotiating for clients. But on the issue of protecting the client and their best interest in a market where California is arguably the most litigious in the country, clients are held to levels of disclosure standards that are so difficult to meet. And to be able to bring that dynamic of Berkshire in protecting them and their interests, which Berkshire Hathaway has done arguably better than anyone has ever done as far as protecting the investor. And so we are now in a place to bring more value to the consumer than we ever have.
Very salient point, and one that I think that'll echo as we continue to look at this property and consider that these kinds of homes and the consumer that owns them and is being represented on the seller side and on the buyer side is looking and thirsty for that kind of safeguard, that kind of protection, that kind of peace of mind that, like you said, we're in the epicenter of litigation here in the Newport area, and to have that protection and knowing that is going to be a fantastic benefit.
I think it is, and in our market here, in our offices in Newport Beach, our average sales price is 7 figures. I don't think it's any different than somebody dealing with a 7-figure lawsuit and looking at who is going to represent them. And I have a hunch they're very interested in that counsel's track record, even more than do you charge $600 an hour or $650 an hour, because they need the representation that's going to cause them to win.
Exactly. You're listening to Scott MacDonald, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services California Properties, their grand launch from Pelican Crest, this beautiful home known as Via da Pietra. You can check this out, 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or click through to nelsonradio.com, and you'll be able to see all the appointments of this property as we look out across the Pacific. A magnificent home. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Nelson is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 331060.
This is Nelson from Nelson Radio, and it's important that we talk about a very serious issue. We had bad lending practices that led to the mortgage meltdown, but now we've got the challenge of deplorable customer service coming out of the meltdown. Bottom line, getting a new loan can be like pulling teeth without Novocaine. I've got the solution. Academy Mortgage and my team are injecting into the industry real performance and real accountability. Here are the facts. Appraisals in less than a week. Rate guarantees that can improve if the market goes down. Purchase transactions with our market-exclusive close-on-time guarantees and refinance transactions in as little as 30 days. Who would have thunk? Guaranteed rates and guaranteed performance from your mortgage lender. Call me, Nelson, an accountable loan expert for nearly 3 decades. Direct at 888-888-2136. That's Nelson at 888-888-2136. 888-888-2136 or at strongcreditrewards.com.